Hello and welcome to March to the Pod, presented by Eternal Roofing. Roofing you can trust with your home, just like you trust us with Bearcat Sports. None of you saw that one coming. This is Season 3, Episode 4. We're talking budget, boots, and branding this week. Got a little bit on the Sam Houston's athletic budget for 25-26. Preview the soccer team. Got some new logos to talk about. Did we like them? Did we not? Did they meet the mark? I'm your host, producer, once banned but never muted, catfans.com member Corey Hogue. You can find me on your favorite social media channel at Corey Hogue Sports. It's all one word, CORYHOGUE Sports. And as always, I'm joined by the wizard behind sports of SHSU. Again, all one word on Twitter and Instagram, COO of the Cat Fund, and a proud Bearcat himself, Ben Sorrells. And Ben, we're going to start this with some look around at some of the different theme nights that were announced this week for the different sports. And why don't we go ahead and start with the one that we're going to be previewing here a little bit later today, and that is women's soccer. And as you see here, it starts with movie night when they host Houston, August 21st this year. That, by the way, is like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, the first official games are next week.
What is the Pritchett premiere?
Home opener, I guess, kind of thing, tied into a movie premiere, Premier League, soccer, movies, home opener kind of thing.
Okay, I can buy that. Kids Day, got to have a Kids Day, right? And a team autograph signing. Hopefully this is something, Ben, I'm just going to say this, hopefully they have communicated and coordinated with the local elementary schools and junior highs to get kids to the game.
Yeah, no official. Do they even play a game that day? Because it just says Sam Houston.
It may not.
It might just be a
They're
Kids
just
Day.
having a Kids Day. So if they don't invite them out, it's going to be awfully boring on the pitch.
Yeah.
Right. August 28th, mental health awareness, wear green. Never going to say anything bad about that day. Pups at the pitch. They're going to have free dog treats. Those are problems waiting to happen when they host Lamar on August 31st. Conference kickoff. Professor appreciation, conference kickoff. Then they're pinking out the pitch on October 2nd. They wear pink when they host Middle Tennessee. Western Kentucky comes in. Hometown heroes, first responders. You got to have that one. And then, of course, senior night, fan appreciation. Roll them all into one when they play UTEP. There's a theme with some of these, Ben, and I'm not sure how to fix them. But some of these are just a bit underwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much you can do with soccer. I feel like it's kind of hard. I think the fact that you have some sort of theme for every night is encouraging. They did it last year, doing it again this year. I don't know. There's probably a couple things you can do or different things you can do, but it's hard to come up with a bunch of different themes for volleyball, football, soccer, everything in between. So I'm not mad at it. The fact that we're actually doing it is an encouraging sign.
They do have a marketing department, correct?
Barely.
That's a problem.
That's why I'm saying I'm encouraged that there's actually something out there.
Yeah, no, but that's it. Listen, you're a Division I school. You're an FBS school now. You got to invest in your marketing.
Oh, I know.
You've
absolutely
got to.
Advertising too.
Oh, all right. Let's move on to football. When UNLV comes in, Orange runs deep. Sponsored by Memorial. I can't see what.
Probably Memorial Herman.
Memorial Herman. Yes. Okay. So Orange runs deep. Okay. Is there a specific reason for that one that I might be missing?
Nah, home opener, orange out kind of thing. Maybe. I know they're going to have new orange jerseys probably that they're going to have on. I mean, they're new. They're 95% the same. So I don't know. Maybe that kind of ties into it.
How does it run deep? I'm still figuring that out. Homecoming. when they have Jack State on October the 9th, these are all sponsored by someone.
Bill
UTEP,
Fick.
UTEP comes in for Hispanic Heritage.
Vamos Cats.
I just want to be in that marketing meeting, Ben, when they go, all right, we're gonna have to have us a Hispanic Heritage Night. When we gonna do that? Somebody goes, UTEP's coming to town, duh.
It fits like a glove.
Totally fits, man. If we don't do it when UTEP, when are we gonna do it?
Right.
Salute to Service when they host Delaware on November 15th. I'm going to get in so much trouble today. And then Fan Appreciation Senior Day to end the home slate, November the 29th. Anything stand out to you about those?
People are mad at homecoming being on a weeknight in Houston, but it's either that or you wait till mid-November with the Delaware game, and you're not going to do it on Senior Day because that's past Thanksgiving and that's Senior Day. So I know some people are upset about that. It's just a part of it with the way the schedule lines up. So I'm interested to see if what kind of turnout there is for homecoming, considering it's a weeknight and it's in Houston.
All right, stick with me here. We move homecoming to week 1. To UNLV.
Not a bad idea. It's a Friday night.
It's a lot of high schools do it first game of the season.
Yeah.
It is. It's a Friday night. It's beginning of the season, so you're still going to have some excitement around it. Bring them in. Try to get that stadium as full as possible. I don't know that Orange Runs Deep is going to fill a stadium.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they are concerned that you run into high school football overlap, maybe. But that's my only
I think there's enough
drawback.
People to go to all of them.
There is.
I just feel that there is. And I think first night, homecoming would probably work better. And I would not do an Orange Runs Deep. I get that there's some sort of a theme that I'm not aware of with that right now. But every other sport has some sort of appreciation night for first responders and professors and all that, right? Maybe include some of that with you don't have to make it just first responder night, but you could have our heroes night, if your professor's not your hero, you're probably not passing. I'm just saying.
They also did the drone show last year, which was a big hit for that
true.
one game.
Where's that at? Okay. Let me give them a break on this because they're not at home. And that's probably a lot harder to get set up when you're in downtown Houston, where planes fly all the time.
Yeah, that hobby's not too far away.
Yeah, I could see that. I can see that this year. Bring the drone show back next year. If it's not there, then we have a reason to complain. Let's go to the last one that they released this week, and it's volleyball. And the Bearcat Invitational is got the most creative name. It is the opening weekend. And then they have Camper Appreciation with a poster signing. Who are these volleyball campers that came?
That's my guess. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Mental health awareness and professor appreciation. Now, see, that right there, that goes together.
Quite the overlap.
That is one and the same. You better have a mental health awareness and appreciate your professors on the same night because they can cause you some mental health problems.
Yes. And you can cause some for them too, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Huntsville Home Serve, local club night. I do like that one. You put in some volleyball with it. I like the name of that one.
Yep.
Dude, home conference opener. That's not a promotion.
Well, it says block party under it.
Block party on Saturday. I get it. Why don't you call it the block party and then the small print home conference opener?
It's a good point.
Oh, dig pink. Gotta love it. Gotta have it. Haunt and pack the house. Okay.
Haunt and pack.
I got, yeah. I probably would have left off and pack. It's a costume contest and a Greek night. So I don't know if the Greeks have different costumes.
Well, typically, whichever fraternity or sorority has the most people there will get like free pizza or like a gift card to some restaurant in town for everybody there.
Very nice. and then senior weekend fan appreciation to end the home slate. Ben, I'm not going to sit here and just harp on them for this. I know they don't have much of a marketing department. General Sam pipes in, should have had a HISD night, especially for your football team, right? Like, maybe that could have been where you have homecoming.
Yeah.
Woo. Slow me down. Never mind. See, he saw teacher's night, but still, teacher's night is not an HISD night, right? Like when they do it, that's one interesting point there. They seem to exclude all teachers and just say professors.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not the best idea.
I don't know. I just know that the fact that we've got stuff is a step forward. They did it for a couple sports last year. I don't know if they did it. I think they did it for these 3 sports. Didn't really have a lot for baseball and basketball, but hopefully they can continue it with those sports also, and softball.
I just feel there's so much left on the bone at that school right now.
Oh, there is.
So much left on the bone at that school, and I it could be so much better. It really could. Hey, we're going to come back, talk about something that does look a little better, maybe. The athletics budget for 25-26 after we hear this word from our friends over at Eternal Roofing.
Eternal Roofing and General Contracting is your choice for integrity work in the Texas Hill Country. Taylor Andrus and crew provide experienced quality roofing services with a mission of roofing with faith, serving with integrity, and sheltering homes in the spirit of stewardship. Don't just take our word for it. Here's what satisfied customer Pamela Allen had to say about Eternal Roofing. They did a great job on our patio roof, came out quick for a quote. The quote was very reasonable, and they started and finished work well and quickly. Not a bad thing to say about Eternal Roofing. Give Eternal Roofing a call today at area code 830-251-5673 or area code 936-215-8539, or you can email them taylor@eternalroofingtx.com.
As always, big thank you to our friends over at Eternal Roofing. Hey, it's time to dive into the numbers when the 2025-2026 Sam Houston Athletics budget was included in the latest Texas State University System Board of Regents documents. First off, Ben, I think the first, and look, if you're watching, first off, thank you. If you're watching on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, thank you so much. If you're listening, you're not missing much. It's hard to see this photo. It's hard to see the expenditures and everything here. So why don't I try to see if I can help that a little bit? Look at that.
Yeah, now we're getting there.
Look, we're cooking. We got some bacon grease going here right now. All right. Overall thoughts on this first off, Ben?
Yeah, and I tweeted some of the general thoughts that I had out the other day. Your overall budget is up $2.5 million, which is a positive sign. About $1.8 million of that is game guarantee money, so you can see $3 million there for football. Last year it was 1.2. So that's obviously a large part of it, but there's $700,000 in there somewhere that's increased. And I went back and looked at last year's as well. TV revenue stayed the same. The debt expense stayed the same. That's the stadium, which I think is about $350,000 a year right now. So that stayed the same. Expenses across the board kind of stayed the same, which was good. So those were some of my initial thoughts. Scholarship numbers for football, the exact same. All sports look to be the exact same, so it doesn't look like they're going above the 85 limit, which I think we knew just kind of based on numbers we've thrown out there for football recently. And then the biggest
money to go beyond that right now.
Yeah. I think the biggest things, and I had heard this for probably the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I might have texted you about it. I know I had texted a couple people about it, but I had heard that the assistant staff pool for football got a $300,000 raise, and it reflects in this number year over year. So the total staff pool goes from 2.1 million, was 1.7 last year.
So quick question on that. because I don't remember and I didn't bother to look it up because I didn't think about it till just now. Where would that put them in relation to the rest of the conference if no one else increased spending last year?
I haven't looked at Missouri State and Delaware, so I'm not exactly sure their numbers. It would still put us last because Kennesaw State had a huge bump. If Kennesaw State wouldn't have bumped with their new head coach, it would have put us above them. So with all the returning schools from last year, it's still last. It might be ahead of Missouri State or Delaware, but I'm not 100% sure. So
the bump is good, but it's still not enough.
right, progress in the right direction. 75,000 of it is at the head coach position, going from 625 to 700. And then a little over 300,000 in additional staff increases. So that is a positive sign. Obviously, it's a staff of 11, 12, 13 outside the head coach. So it's not a massive raise, but at least you're moving in the right direction. And then basketball got a huge jump. Their salary is 731,000. They were at 562 last year. 25 of that is Coach Mudge's salary goes up 25,000 a year, so that's a small part of it, but it's good to see it increase. I know when Coach Mudge was hired, there was $1 million investment over 4 years, and so I think we're starting to see some of that come to fruition, and it's a good sign to see that basketball and football salaries have increased, and the overall budget without game guarantees was close to $1 million increase.
Yeah, no, that is good. They needed that. Definitely. I think when I look overall at this budget, I like looking at these bottom lines, total budget funds, 25,386,990, total expenditures, 25,389,460. There, you're still, I get it's a few thousand, but you're still right now projected over budget.
You are. And one thing that was not included in here, and I know there haven't been decisions made yet, is what part revenue sharing plays in this. With athletes, Sam Houston has opted in. It sounds like Conference USA has established some sort of minimums for at least the larger sports. So obviously it's an increase from last year's budget. Is that what you're going to use for revenue share? Not 100% sure. I've been told the numbers aren't set in stone. So I'm interested to see how that factors into it as well.
Yeah, they left spots on here for that too, as well they should. The game guarantee, football is the one that's going to make your money here. You get 75,000 game guarantees for the women's basketball, 375 for men's basketball. You don't get game guarantees for a bunch else. So when you're looking at this, I found interesting the designated tuition and the athletic fee amounts given to each sport. And in basketball, let's see, the men are 1.653 and the women are 1.165. So the men are getting a little more of that than the women. I don't know what they base all of that on, though. It is something volleyball and softball get more than men's track, at least. Yeah, so I'm not sure where they base all those from. But this also could look a lot better if that had been approved, if that vote had been approved for athletic fees.
Yeah, it would have made a huge difference because the athletic fee amount that you bring in based on last year's report is pretty much identical from the year before. And that's a number that you would hope would go up with enrollment going up or fees going up. So it's a number that you would love to increase because it makes up a big part of your athletic budget.
No doubt. No doubt. Fringe benefits. I wonder what expenditures could be the fringe benefits.
Yeah, I don't know. One interesting part, another interesting tidbit, I guess, was the football travel for this year was, I think, $300,000 or $400,000 higher than the year before, which makes sense with the Hawaii and Oregon State trips. Yeah. So I thought that part was interesting also.
Yeah, I think that would be a little bit expected. The admin fees over here? Like, what are the admin fees that you're expending on salaries? I get O&M? Is that – what am I missing? Do you see O&M? It's like almost $4.5 million.
Yeah. I don't.
That's a lot of money. I don't know what it goes to, but that's a lot of sneaking money.
Right. It is. Operations and maintenance, Coliseum
That could
might.
be it. Yeah,
Well,
that makes
that's
sense.
what I'm just thinking of. What it could be: the Coliseum, the baseball turf, um, just a bunch of other miscellaneous projects. You've got 4 million budgeted for the new track complex.
Yeah,
So
let's talk about that. Um, it's almost time to either do it or delete it.
with the track complex,
And the track programs, right? Like you're either gonna do it or you delete it. And they're not putting the money into it. We see that in this, right? Track gets $50,000 for the women and 50,000 for me. Come on. What why are they keeping those two around if they're not actually going to fund them at any sort of level?
yeah. Well, I think you have to be at 16 sports for to remain an FBS school, and I think you're at 18 now. So you could get rid of both cross countries, both tracks, one or the other, and still be at the minimum. So I do think it is a discussion you have to have if we're going to continue to kick this can down the road, because it's not fair to the athletes and coaches to have to go practice in the ring at Bauer Stadium, which is concrete, and at Huntsville High School. It's just it's not competitive long
It's not
term.
a serious program right now. And
Yeah,
not nothing this has nothing to do with the athletes, it has nothing to do with the coaches. The university and the athletic department, the administration is not treating that like a serious sport. And if you can cut them, especially in times when budgets are bad, and let me tell you, not getting cheaper. Nothing's
no,
getting cheaper out there. That's $100,000. I get it. It sounds like a little bit, but for some of these programs, it can make a difference in some things.
right, and it's possibly 4 million you wouldn't have to spend on a new facility that you could accelerate payments on the stadium, improve Johnson Coliseum,
Why
other
spend $4 million if you ain't even gonna put the money into it to make it competitive?
right.
That stuff don't. We need to bring me in. I'll start doging this stuff. Hey, if you're enjoying the show, you can help us grow by rating and reviewing March to the Pod on your favorite podcast platform. Also, follow us on Podbean. March to the Pod, all one word. March the number to the pod.podbean.com. And find us on Twitter and Facebook at March to the Pod. Again, all one word. March the number to the Pod. Hey, we're also part of the CUSA Podcast Roundtable. It's got shows covering all 12 Conference USA programs. We'll be back to preview some women's soccer after we hear a word from our friends at Eternal Roofing.
Eternal Roofing only uses the finest materials in the roofing business while providing an exceptional warranty. Why do they use CertainTeed products? Because they complement any appearance, provide exceptional and reliable strength, and are known for their enduring performance. Here's what Shane Sosa had to say about Eternal Roofing. Taylor and his team are amongst the highest level of professionals. They care about their customers and go above and beyond just doing the job. Give Eternal Roofing a call today at area code 830-251-5673 or area code 936-215-8539 or email Taylor at eternalroofingtx.com.
Once again, big thank you to our friends over at Eternal Roofing and women's soccer starting soon. We're talking about the boots. If you didn't like me saying football, you got boots. They're getting ready for the 2025 season. They have a scrimmage, an exhibition game here coming up pretty soon.
Tomorrow. Yeah, first one's tomorrow.
Yeah, apparently they had a fitness test I saw on social media.
Yes.
Right before the exhibition game. I like it.
Hey, at least it's not a regular season game.
Thought that would be dumb.
Yeah. I don't mind with the exhibition game.
This I'm good with. That would not be very smart.
No.
Hey, who are some of the key returners coming back this year?
Yeah, I think the first one that comes to mind, a younger player, got to compete with, I believe it was the Costa Rican national team this summer, is Indigo Sims, the senior national team, which is just really impressive for someone that is 19, 20 years old. She played in 13 games last year, didn't play the entire season, but had 3 goals, was a really important part of the offense last year. So she's one to note. I think you also have to look at Gabrielle Gibson, defender. She was a big part of the roster last year on the defensive side, transferred in from SFA a few years ago. And then I think the most notable returner is probably Pam Murray. Going into her 4th year with Sam Houston, has 8 goals and 3 assists over the last 3 years. Was a big part of the offense last year. 2 goals, 2 assists. 2 years ago had 5 goals and an assist. So she's a veteran. She's proven it at this level. She makes the offense go. Wasn't required to do a ton scoring-wise last year because Landry Townsend did a lot of that herself. But I think she's going to step up and be a bigger goal scorer this year, and is one of the returners to note.
Awesome. That is good to know with the returners, because this soccer team, again, it's another new coach, right?
Yep. I can hit on that too. I think Kendall Ayers has done a great job of putting together this roster, which I wouldn't say it was decimated or just in a really bad spot after Sonia Carvello left, but you had a lot of holes, and she's put together 9 or 10 players since she got here, and I think it was March or April. So she's done a really good job filling out this roster, coming over from Texas Southern, where she led them to the conference title game last year. In her first year there, had a lot of success at Lubbock Christian before that at the NAIA level, played at Louisiana Tech, so she's familiar with this league. So I love the hire, and I think she's done as good of a job as you could in 3 or 4 months to put this roster together.
Yeah, no, and again, they delayed on the hiring of it. They kind of messed it around. So I don't know that we can pin any of this season on her, but I think she deserves all the credit if players too, but she deserves a ton of credit. Kendall does, if this team exceeds the expectations, especially by far, or even meets expectations, to be honest.
Right, and I think they have a chance to, just looking at the roster on paper. I mean, you return a handful of players that really contributed at a high level last year. Have a couple younger players returning. I know there hasn't been a preseason poll come out yet. I don't know if there will be a preseason poll, but Chris Henderson, a guy that covers Division I soccer at a really good level, has a 7th out of 12 coming into the regular season. Yeah, here we go right here. So 7th, and you're not far behind, maybe like a 5th place kind of finish. So I think there's a lot of upside for this team. I mean, you're not going to be Liberty. Liberty looks like the clear favorite, and they've been really good for a long time. Missouri State also brings in a great program. But
so for those not watching on Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook, by pretty big favorite, let me give you an idea here on this run of numbers that Chris Henderson has. And by the way, Chris _AWK, awkward. I feel you, Chris. I would say probably 275 is Liberty right there, 280.
Yeah, the next closest is 100.
Next closest is Missouri State at about 100?
Yep.
If that?
Yeah, and then
That's
you've got
a large gap. But Missouri State, by the way, just coming in to Conference USA, and they're already 2nd. That's crazy.
Well, and I've heard they've got a good program.
I think they do.
Coming in. So, but Sam Houston's there at 50, and then you've got a couple other schools at like 65 or so.
I would say, looking at this, because it's got Liberty, Missouri State about 100, New Mexico State roughly 80, Western, and then from the 75 to 0 range, it goes Western Kentucky, then a little slight downward to Delaware, Florida International, another slight tick downward to Sam, UTEP, Middle Tennessee State, another slight tick down for Kennesaw. Then you got Jacksonville, and the La Tech is like sisters of the poor right now when it comes to soccer, apparently, because they're negative range. Yeah. So when I'm looking at this, top 3, okay, Liberty, they're going to just pencil them in. Missouri State, New Mexico State, they fight for 2 and 3. If Kendall can get up there and fight for 4th, 5th, 6th, pretty impressive.
Oh, it's very, very impressive. And especially considering the schedule, you go to Liberty, you go to Missouri State, you go to FIU, you play Western Kentucky and New Mexico State. So you're seventh in these standings, and you play 5 of the 6 teams ahead of you, 3 of them on the road. So it's a tough schedule. You get Louisiana Tech at home, which is nice. You get Middle Tennessee at home, which is nice. So there's a couple games that you should win, but it's by no means an easy schedule that you have.
I play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
On the road at Liberty, you say?
Yep.
It's a loss anyway. Why would I want them at home?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
On the road at Missouri State,
It's probably
it's a loss, right? Like,
yeah.
I want Western Kentucky, Delaware. I know you said they go to FIU.
Yeah. Well, you get Western Kentucky, UTEP, and Middle Tennessee at home, and you have Louisiana Tech at home. So 3 of those 4 are teams that are right around you.
Yeah. I'd rather La Tech be a road game just because.
If they're this bad, yeah.
Yeah, they're that bad. But yeah, no, I kind of like how the schedule sets up for them. If I was expecting them to contend for the conference title, no, it sucks. But for a team to try to push up 5th, 4th place, I think it sets up well for them.
Yeah, they've got a shot. They've definitely got a shot to land in that 4, 5, 6 spot. And I really like the transfer class they brought in. Pretty much everyone that they brought in contributed at the previous spot they were at. You have the Vance twins, who both played at Georgia State, Sierra Herbert, who played about 200 minutes for Kansas, who won the Big 12 last year. So that's a pretty significant pickup. I think the biggest question is in net, you lose all 3 goalies that you played last year. I think the 2 to watch for, Katie Bond, transfer from Austin P. She's a grad transfer, was a starter there for a couple of years. And then Samantha Rank, she was a starter at A&M Corpus last year. So I'm interested to see where they go in net after losing all 3 of their goaltenders last year. It's pretty much complete turnover.
Yeah, are there any freshmen that could come in and make an impact?
Yeah, it's hard to know, just because we don't have a ton of intel on the team and it's still pretty early. But you have, I'm counting it off here, how many freshmen do you have? There's a pretty significant amount.
Wow.
You've got 6 freshmen, and there's been freshmen in the past come in and contribute to this team. Pam Murray did it a couple of years ago. Landry Townsend did it a couple of years ago. So, I think there's definitely a shot for one of them to make a difference.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of some freshmen at least get a lot of playing time if you've got that many on the roster there. So let's go ahead and nail this down and finish up this segment here with what will you consider success for Sam Houston this season?
I would say anything above 8th place, probably. I think if you finish lower than that, it's disappointing because you should beat those teams considering you play a lot of them at home. But if you're top 7, top 8, I think you got to feel pretty good about where you are. It's a very difficult non-conference schedule too, so I don't want to judge like an overall record. I think it's more so how you play in conference. So
okay, outside of football, because you got to have 6 wins to get to a bowl game, I don't know that we judge a lot of these teams anymore. Not maybe baseball, maybe softball, depending on who they play, right? But you're talking basketball and stuff. I think really right now, shoot for doing well in conference should be what the focus of the athletics department is.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's what it should be here. I think last year you played 9 conference games. I think it's the same this year. If you could go 4-4-1, something like that, I think you got to feel pretty good, especially considering I don't know the exact roster size, but I know there's only 6 seniors this year. I think it's a roster of like 25. So if you return 70% of your roster next year or so, I think you got to feel pretty good moving into the future.
Yeah, you never know what that transfer point.
Yeah.
I'm going to go a little easier here. I'm going to say top 9 is it would probably be considered meeting expectations here. exceeding expectations is anything top 5, probably.
Yeah, I agree.
That's kind of how I see that playing out. Well, it's going to be fun to watch. They get started tomorrow with an exhibition game. Go check out their conditioning test today. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Right,
HCU tomorrow.
Oh, HCU tomorrow. They got the Dogs coming into town tomorrow. Should be a W.
Well, they're going to HCU.
Ben, I'm not sold on.
It should be a win.
I don't know that HCU is known for women's soccer.
No.
Usually not. Hey, you know who's known for putting on roofs?
Eternal
Christmas
roofing.
lights.
Oh, we got it in there this week.
Oh, the voting is over. We're back to doing this. Let's hear a word from our friends from Eternal Roofing about Christmas lights. And when we come back, we're discussing the Cat Fund and new Sammy logos.
Eternal Roofing is locally owned and dedicated to giving back to the community by supporting local organizations and charities. They are also the winner of Next Door's Neighborhood Faves for 2 consecutive years. And as you know, if you've listened to this podcast, Eternal Roofing is your choice for Christmas lights. They provide premium lights tailored to fit your home, season-long maintenance, and hassle-free removal. Kyle Tatum said, "They're very professional and great quality, on time and clean, and really made me feel like they cared for me and my home." Give Eternal Roofing a call today at area code 830-251-5673 or area code 936-215-8539, or you can email Taylor at eternalroofingtx.com.
Sad to report that the Yankees beat the Rangers today, 3-2. Very sad to report that, Ben.
The show must go on.
Yeah, I guess it does. Before we get into some logos, Ben, you got some latest stuff from the Cat Fund, and if I'm not mistaken, if you're watching, you already see it. There was a big release today on social media for the Cat Fund.
Yeah, something we've been working on for a while. Our team has October 3rd and 4th. It's a weekend with the Cats. All proceeds benefiting men's basketball. Friday night, casino night and auction. Going to have different casino tables for you to buy chips and gamble a little bit for some prizes and raffle items. We'll have about 15 auction items too. Dinner for everyone over at the Walker County Event Center. And then on the 4th, Saturday morning, we'll have our golf tournament. And after that, we'll head over to the Coliseum for a team scrimmage. So get to see the team for the first time this year. So that's exciting. You can click the link in that post for more information to get tickets on everything. Last year, we had, I think it was 20 golf teams, about 15 auction items, had a lot of really good success, raised a lot of money. Should be a lot bigger this year. This is our 3rd time doing the golf tournament, which is really exciting to keep it going. So definitely want to be there, have people support. And if you're a Cat Fund member, we'll be posting this week a discount code for, I believe it's $100 off a foursome for golf, and then $25 off tickets to the casino night and auction.
Sweet. Hey, let's let me do this. There we go. Look at that. Go to givebutter.com/catfund2025. That's givebutter.com/catfund2025. Donate tickets. This campaign is there. Casino night. And Ben, you said all the money is going, the proceeds goes to basketball?
That's correct.
You're not sharing any of those proceeds with women's badminton?
Not this year, no.
Huh. Man, maybe that's something the football team could take advantage of, you know?
Yep.
Just saying. If all the proceeds are going to that sport, I'm going to bring people in to raise money so that the proceeds go to that sport. At least, you know, our basketball coaches understand that.
Yeah.
I imagine the baseball coach does too.
Yeah, same with our baseball auction. We TBD on a possible golf event. Both our men's and women's teams have won titles the last 2 years. We might be looking at a little champions dinner coming up in the fall to raise some money for them. So yeah, a lot of exciting stuff going on.
That is awesome. Get out there, check it out. GiveButter.com/CatFund2025. Sign up, be a part of it. It's going to be fun. Casino night, who knows? I might show up in one of them male-made tuxedos. And
I'll just say we haven't officially locked down the grand prize just yet, but it'll be a big grand prize. Some of the prizes and auction things we've had the last few years are trips to Costa Rica, trips to Vegas. You get to travel with the team to where you want to go. There's a lot of, for baseball, we did a road trip with Colton Cowser and Ryan O'Hearn. So
yeah.
A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, and there's a lot more coming. Get out there, check it out. Okay, time to talk about some branding. Some new Sammy marks have been revealed, and Bearcat Nation has some opinions about these. So here we go. We're going to go through these. We're going to talk about likes and dislikes and all that great stuff. I think first off, let's go through the press release first. I'm going to go through that here. Special use mascot marks featuring iconic Sammy Bearcat. They created it with Collegiate Licensing Company. And these are being released in a series, beginning with football, soccer, volleyball, and golf, which we see here that we will look at in just a second. Additional designs follow, featuring basketball, the diamond sports, baseball, softball, bowling, track, and tennis. But here's what really interested me the most, Ben. Bearcat fans can look forward to exclusive apparel featuring these new designs arriving at select retail locations later this month. This is the mark on me again, man. Why not have it ready?
Yeah.
Why not do it all at once? Hey, look, here's Sammy. This is great. Hey, football Sammy. Let's go ahead and talk about football Sammy. That's pretty dang cool.
Yeah.
And he's not even in store. They will be there eventually.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of kind of missteps, I guess, on the rollout. The big announcement thing that they put out a few days before made it sound like something bigger than it was. Obviously, this is exciting, and I love it. I think it's great. The WKU people might not be happy about it because it's similar to what they did with Big Red, but Sam Houston fans are really excited about it.
Why not be flattered about it? Because we're copying you, so that's called flattery.
Yeah. So it was a little, I don't know, underwhelming, I guess. I also wish you just would have had all the sports ready. I don't know why we have to roll it out in phases.
Because they weren't ready. They weren't ready with the logos. They weren't ready with the apparel.
That was my next point. The apparel was, and it says select retailers. Which retailers?
They don't even know yet, Ben, or they would put them out there, right? Like, jeez, dude. Yeah. Seriously, man. Like this, these are so many fails that don't have to be. Do not roll something out until it's ready to go fully.
I agree.
You're sitting in meetings and somebody goes, man, we could roll these 4 out and then like another 4 out. And we'll tell them that retail, that apparel's coming. No, geez. I can understand maybe these not being on a uniform this year.
Right.
But come on, man. We got to be better than that.
And hopefully they're ready by football season, because I think that's they're not going to be ready by soccer season. I guarantee you that's tomorrow. They're probably not going to be ready for volleyball. That's less than 2 weeks.
I would like to know when they began discussing this.
It had been in the work for a couple months, from my understanding, and I posted on Cat Fund the afternoon before that this was the big surprise and big announcement. So it's something they had known about for a while.
Okay. I study a lot of Stoic philosophy these days. Well, the last few years. And one of the things that it always says, before you do something, pause. Take time. Don't rush it. Right? And I can tell you from my own experience with my own situation right now, that's really, really hard to do. But you can't. You cannot rush it. And a couple of months is not enough time. It's not. This, if you're going to do this right, look, I love the timing, right? August, when people are getting back into football, kids are coming back to school. I love the timing of it all. I would love it 1,000 times more if you had the apparel and the backpacks and everything else ready when the kids come, when the students show up at the school and they go into the shop to get something. That'd be great.
Well, and I feel like the way they'll roll it out merchandise wise is they'll just put it on the website. It'll show up in the stores. There'll be no announcement about it.
And they ain't gonna make no damn money off of it.
And that was my other point. Is this I mean, maybe it still could be, but it's a possibility to make a lot of money.
Hold on. Let's take a step back here in our criticism. This is still a great idea. It could be very profitable. That doesn't mean they're doing it right.
Right. Well, and the person that the statement was on the Athletic website, the article, they spelled his last name wrong too, which is just never a great look also.
Russell Martins, the AVP for marketing and branding. Yeah, that's rough, man. That's rough. And listen, I know somebody out there. I get it, right? Corey is picking. I'm Corey out here. He hates the Cats. No, gosh darn. Attention to detail. I learned that in the Army. See the Korea thing up behind me. Attention to detail. It is hard. It is. I'm not good at it very often. But by golly, you have got to have a way to make sure none of that kind of little stuff happens.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that typing in Martians didn't bring up some sort of a spell check.
Yeah. No,
right? And if you're not using a spell check,
it was an A on the idea and F on the execution.
I love that. I'm going to call it A+ on the idea.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea is spot on. Like so many things with Sam Houston, what could have been so much better. And it still can't. Listen, just because right now, if you're going into these meetings and you're not, but let's say you are going into a meeting, go, man, you see what Corey said about us? And I know you're not. There's still time. There's still time to fix it. Just start fixing it.
Yeah. Well, I think whenever it's rolled out in retailers, say it's the Academy in Huntsville, you need Sammy walking through, picking out different shirts or hats with these logos on them, show him checking it out, list the locations they're at, and then whenever the next round of logos comes in, have the merchandise ready and say where it's going to be.
Make a big, giant deal about it. Make it a big thing. Put a week of like leading up to it, right? Just think this could be so well done, marketed so well. I'm not a marketing genius by any means. Other people are far more creative and far better ideas than I, but I can tell you maybe where we should focus some attention for some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And this is one. So did the branding hit the mark? You damn right it did.
Yeah.
Everything else, Oh, it could be so much better at Sam Houston.
Yeah. Gotta pick your battles.
Well, this is a battle I'm willing to fight.
Yes.
More than a sport being good, right? More than I am willing to pick this battle. The battle with the athletics department before I choose any other battle. Because your athletics department has got a lot of people paid a lot of money to do these things correctly. And there are people in this world who know how to do them correctly. But none of them work at Sam Houston right now.
Unfortunately.
That's a problem, Ben.
Yeah.
It just is. And it is fixable. But I'm going to take it again. Do not take this as anything on a program. No. I hold my utmost ire right now for what Sam needs to fix the most. Begins with the athletic department from the top on down. And eventually you get to programs. But there's a whole lot of areas like marketing that you touch before you even get to programs.
Yes.
It's not hard. You have got one of the best alternate marks with Sammy. You have a really cool football mark, right? The school mark is cool. I like it.
Yep.
Look at what it's not. I mean, shoot. WKU could be we could really copy everything they did. They're not going to sue us.
Well, and WKU even had a collaboration with McDonald's in Grimace because they kind of looked the same, and that went crazy.
Oh, dude, you know what those do on social media like that?
Yeah.
That viral stuff matters. It matters. East Texas A&M releasing their branding with Nike brought in more views and numbers than when they changed the name.
I saw that. I think I saw someone post that.
That's insanity, man. Avi Meta, their SID, was telling me that at their media day.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff that matters. That gets you out on the forefront. That gets you in front of people. If you were to drive around the state of Texas, around where I live, and ask people, where is Sam Houston? Where is the university?
Houston.
I want to know. I'm curious what they would say.
Right. A lot would say Houston.
How many wouldn't even know it's in Texas if it wasn't for the fact that it's the name of the father of Texas?
Right.
Oh, boy. I'll stop.
I think we've got our point across.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how the merch rollout goes.
Well, my hopes right now are low.
Yeah.
It just is. And until they give me, I want to be positive. I really do. But until they give me a reason to be positive about it, from the marketing perspective, I can't think it's going to be any different.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, until they show us, it's hard to think it's going to be any different.
Exactly. Hey, we're going to be back next week, and you know what we're doing? We're previewing the season, man. I actually have to sit down this week now and figure out what my
record prediction
most likely scenario is, and what if the best possible record and the worst possible record for Sam.
Yeah, I think season prediction, ceiling floor kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do next week. And we're going to make it all three segments going to talk about those. We're going to start with our ceiling. We're going to go to our floor. And we're going to go with what we actually think.
Yep.
Sounds like a fun episode. Join us next week. You'll find us live 4:00 next Wednesday, Twitter or on YouTube. It's all March to the Pod. You also find us on Facebook. March to the Pod with the number 2. Be here next week. Tell us what you think about our expectations and predictions for Sam Houston. That's a wrap for March to the Pod, presented by Eternal Roofing. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week with more coverage of everything Bearcat athletics. Until then, Ben, take us home.
Eat 'em up, Cats, and let's start the 2025-26 athletic year with the win at HCU tomorrow.
get a new marketing